Good morning, boys. If you guys already saw my reaction to the 2.3 dev live stream, and if you guys saw my little podcast with all of my good content creator friends, I think you know I've probably already addressed this, but I'm going to address it one more time just to make sure that my opinion is very clearly understood. I do pride myself in being a voice of the rational player, the everyman of the game. That's typically not too much greedy. I know there are a lot of players who say we should get everything all the time for free. However, I try to think from things from a reasonable business perspective on what the developers can give us versus what the players can expect on a reasonable level that is obviously case by case. I want to show you guys a couple of things that people are saying, and then I want to weigh in on what I think is fair and what I think is not fair. This should be a pretty quick video, I hope. But yeah, let's talk about the issues that Wuthering Waves is currently happening, why people feel the way they feel, and oh my God, that beautiful background music. Cool, let's get into it. So 2.3 version live stream just happened, and we got this comment right here, which is the disappointment is crazy. No free 5-star, not even a standard 5-star. Flight still not available in all regions. Paid skins, predatory banners, not even 100% rate up. Sure, Kuro, it's definitely player friendly. Great job taking lessons from HSR devs. Feels like a celebration for them rather than the players. Great. So let's talk. How much of this do we think is fair? I think anybody who expected a free Zany or a free Kachona, your expectations were just completely fucking ridiculous, right? It's just completely fucking ridiculous. And the reason why that is due to the fact that we already got our free limited character, right? We already got it. That was our little electric spaceship boy. I think we got 2 free selectors already as well throughout the version of the first year of Wuthering Waves. So far it's been pretty good. Right here, predatory banners, not even 100% rate up. Sure, Crow, it's definitely player friendly. Great job taking lessons from HSR devs. Feels like a celebration for them rather than the players. So, what is my opinion on the 12 banners being run in Wuthering Waves? Yeah, it's absolutely incredibly predatory, 100%. No, I mean, I 100% agree. It is definitely a very shady business practice. However, I can see a lot of pros and cons of this. I do. I do see a lot of pros and cons. One, in case there's a character that people have been waiting for to come back on the rerun banner, now they can just get it. 2, this is going to lead a lot of players to spending a lot more than they naturally should. So I can definitely see the ups and downs for this. But yeah, 37 polls for the rewards. I'm going to assume that if you farm all the Asterite for 2.3, I think an average patch for WUA is like an extra 80 polls from all the Asterite you can farm by doing all the content. So we'll probably have around 118 polls, which is less than enough to guarantee 1 character if you go to hard bidding twice. Unfortunate. I think the commonality for what every player should be thinking, I think this should be the everyman's opinion, which should be the rewards for the anniversary patch are complete dog shit. And yes, I do agree we should have gotten more, 100%. I think the content of the patch is actually quite good. I do. I think the new event is going to be very fun. I feel like the new story quest is going to be great. And I believe there's something else for the elusive realm, which looks pretty cool. And I'm excited to see what exactly is in this patch 100%. I do think people saying that this is the worst patch of all time are just ignorant and they're rage baiting and they're farming. And most likely those comments are just brigaded or by people who are incredibly fucking stupid. In case you guys don't know what's going on right now in Wuthering Waves, there's a lot of Hoyo cucks who are currently brigading the community who are trying to get the 2.3 live stream taken down, as well as trying to get the game age rated, which they successfully did, making it 16 plus now back down to 12 plus. For a little bit, they fucked Woo up pretty hard. We should mass report Wuthering Waves live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first anniversary live stream. It's the perfect opportunity to shut down them for once. They believe they're the best, but no, Genshin's the better game. We shouldn't let them get away with it. So our pros mass reporting the YouTube and Twitch live stream so Genshin can be on peace for once without their toxicity mocking us. Yeah, it's fucking pathetic. That's a real post, by the way. Yeah, that's fucking embarrassing. These people are so fucking lame, it's crazy. I'm very excited that CN is complaining about the lack of rewards for the version update. I think that's very good that that happened. Hopefully the developers will compensate us more with, I guess, more rewards later. But for right now, I think anybody saying the patch was universally bad is just fucking terrible. Now, why are people saying that? I think the problem that people are having is that usually for these games, when the new version, when the anniversary happens, the new version update is also released. So usually when an anniversary happens, there's now a 2.0, a 3.0, a 4.0. The problem is this anniversary landed on a 2.3. And obviously, let me ask you a question. If there were to be a version called 2.3, would you have insane expectations for it? No, absolutely not. No, you wouldn't. Now, would you have expectations for the anniversary patch? Yes, you would. Now, what expectations would you have? Lots of rewards. The game delivered on a 2.3 cents. However, it definitely failed on the compensation reward standpoint. That is my whole opinion. Would any of you guys disagree with that? Or is that a pretty fair take? I actually am curious. There was a lot of outrage earlier in chat. It was good to see. I think a lot of people were just expecting people to be more angry, but I do think that is the correct opinion 100%. Now, I can't tell you what you should think. I can only tell you what I guess me and 8,000 people think in my chat right now, but that doesn't matter. Let's see how the people are feeling about the Wuthering Waves 2.3 most anniversary announcements. People are saying, I don't see how this is a trash anniversary. Looks to me a bunch of amazing free gems and a free pull. I'll take it. I see a lot of no free 5-star. I'm guessing you guys are the same people that just want everything handed to you. I think that's pretty fair. The free pulls basically make up the amount lost due to 2.2 being cut short by 2 weeks, plus 2.3 featuring one less small event than usual, which is also very fair. What, we only lose 600 gems in the 10-day? What do you mean? Now, the other reason why people are getting very upset over this live stream is due to the fact that for the other games like Honkai Star Rail, for the other games like Genshin Impact, people were expecting a lot more. And the reason why they were expecting a lot more of the outrage department is because when Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail fuck up, we get a lot more angry. But the difference is that in Wuthering Waves, we as players have been taken care of for a year straight, whereas in Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact, we've been pretty much shit on and laughed at since fucking day one. So for them, these guys, for Genshin Impact, we're on like strike 8, strike 9. For Honkai Star Rail, we're on like strike 4, strike 5. For Wuthering Waves, we're on strike 1. If this happens again, obviously we'll get more upset. Obviously we'll be bitter. Every time they fuck up, it gets a little bit worse. It gets a little bit worse. It gets a little bit worse. Players get a little bit more angry. They get a little bit more distrustful. But I think we can all agree that for every version update that comes out for this game, the game heads in a good direction. It does. It heads in a better direction than it was. Every update that comes out for this game, the game gets better than it usually was. Whereas for a game like Honkai Star Rail, consistently since 1.0, the game got worse almost every single patch, with the magnum opus in 3.2 introducing global passives, something that should have never been introduced whatsoever behind any paywall whatsoever. Genshin Impact somehow makes the characters more unlikable, the animations get more shit, the world building gets more terrible, the immersion gets fucking obliterated. Why, oh why, do we have Malvika and a DJ in Dinosaur Land? I will never be able to answer that question for you. But if you want to know why there's a very, I guess you can describe it as a dystopian response to what people might be expecting for the outrage, it's because that level of outrage isn't warranted yet. A lot of people call me a rage baiter. A lot of people call me a drama farmer. But for me, there's one thing that's always important to me, and that's keeping things very fair. And I think that I've given a very fair response. Some people might call it cope. Some people might call it Kurobot. But the reality is, I know I can look myself in the mirror and tell you guys that I'm giving you my 100% honest opinion on the 100%, and I'm going to say this, the correct take on how everybody should feel about this patch. If you disagree, that's absolutely A-okay, but I don't think that you would be able to have any argument that would be able to tread water versus me whatsoever. But that's just my opinion. Overall, I'm looking forward to 2.3. I wish we got more rewards. I'm actually expecting more rewards with how much more Sienna's bitching and complaining, and I'm very happy that they're doing that. But for people who are saying we should have got a free Zany, we should have got a free Bard Girl, we should have got free 5-stars, like 3 of them, 4 of them. People were saying we should have got $10,000 in a company share. To quote Mr. Pokey, you're greedy and stupid. That's my opinion. And I'll see you on the next one, boys. I'm out.